SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. Today, Newport was breaking. What, you say? Newport breaking in summer? It's rare, but it does happen. It was not huge. It was probably waist, shoulder high, occasional shoulder high waves. But when Newport is breaking, you get a lot better ride than you do at some of the other locations. Now at Huntington, when the tide is up and the waves are small, you don't get anything. But today the waves were small, the tide was out. Huntington wasn't breaking all that well, so we decided to give it a look, see. And sure enough, Newport was breaking very good. So we headed that direction and got in the water, and you catch so many more waves at Newport than you do at Huntington Beach because the distance and the takeoff area is much smaller. You can walk out at least halfway. On really small days, you can walk out all the way, but you can walk most of the way out and then paddle the last little bit. And so you're not paddling as far at Newport as you are, say, Huntington or the cliffs or the pier or whatever. And you're not battling the bigger waves because if it's not big enough, you don't usually surf at Huntington. So it's a lot easier to get out, a lot easier to surf there. There's the sand, it's easier to get to. The parking lot is close to the water. And if you're between the pier and the jetty, you do have a few more people. But today there wasn't a lot because, over the last few weeks, Newport has been zero surf. And the only people that went there were rookies and just really, nobody that really knows how to surf well goes to Newport when it's that small. There's just nothing to ride. So it was kind of a situation where nobody knew it was breaking. So we got there, and it was, like I say, it was really good. There were peaks left and right. They were breaking all the way from the pier all the way down to the cliffs. But it looked like it when I first looked out there that the cliffs, the pier, was breaking better than the middle and the rocks. So we went towards the pier, and there was only one other guy out when we first got there, and we were catching waves left and right. I mean, I had 8 waves probably in the first 30 to 45 minutes. And if I was at Huntington, I would have maybe had 1 or 2 waves in the first 30 to 45 minutes because you're paddling so much more and the waves are spaced out more. So, and the takeoff area is much larger, so you're paddling in both directions, north and south, deeper and shallower to try to catch waves, where Newport, that area is much smaller. So you're not paddling as much and you're just taking off and catching waves, and it doesn't take you as long to get back out, so you're out in the lineup, in a couple of minutes as opposed to 5 or 10 paddling back out after a big set at Huntington. So volume-wise, you're going to catch a lot more waves. And then as the day progressed, and about 8 o'clock, more people started to show up. It wasn't Newport crowded, or I call it Newport crowded because there's a lot of people there, but there wasn't that many. There was still only 3 of us, 4 of us near the pier, and then by 8:30, there was about 10 people, but they were spread out because they were breaking in, quite a lot of area. So closer to the pier, there was only me, Craig, and one other guy, and then just about 50 yards north, there were 4 or 5 others, and then on down the beach. So totally, there wasn't that many people. But I suspect by tomorrow, the word will be out that it was breaking, and they're going to check the cameras in the morning and see. And if it is still breaking, it'll be really crowded tomorrow. Plus, it's Friday. It'll be a Friday, really crowded with pretty good surf at Newport. It'll be a madhouse. So I don't know if it's worth it tomorrow to deal with that many people, because it's not only dangerous, but even if you catch a wave, you're dodging people that are paddling out and rookies that are standing in the way. And then catching waves, you have to be careful that because there's people taking off on all sides of you, and you have to know which way they're going to go, which is sometimes impossible. So you're going to have to just be careful. So I don't know that tomorrow we'll go to Newport. We're just going to have to wait and see. It'd have to be really, really good to put up with that kind of crowd. But who knows? Maybe no one's watching and no one's looking and no one's talking. So you don't know until you try. If not, if it's too busy there, we're going to go down probably towards the cliffs and probably the gap in between the 2 cliffs. at the Huntington Beach, northern end of it. So that's what we're going to have to check and see if the cliffs are going to be good tomorrow. Because if it's a low tide and the surf is still small, the cliffs sometimes will still break. So the pier was not breaking early in the morning, but when we were coming home, we looked at the south side of the Huntington Beach Pier, and we saw a wave come through that was very good size. When I say good size, I mean it's small, but it was rideable, where it wasn't earlier. So it's going to be a decision tomorrow to see where we go. But it's been so small lately that we haven't gone anywhere. Didn't even surf for a couple days. Just did some work around the house. So we shall see tomorrow what happens. As far as animals in the water, I didn't see any. There was no dolphins today. There was no seal, which is always at the pier. I don't know if he's on vacation or where he is, but he ain't here. And I didn't see any dolphins or fish or anything. I mean, I saw a fishing boat, but that was it. So nothing. I mean, there is stuff in the water. I just didn't see it. So still, but the water's warming up. The air's warming up. We're very close to summer. We're within days of June. So it's going to start getting really crowded at Newport, not only in the water, but on the sand. Parking is all going to be a mess. Newport's a very popular beach in the summer. So it's a fun place to go, but a lot more people. So, of course, there's beaches all over in the summer are crowded. So that's just not the best, not the prime surfing time of the year, but still good because the water's warm. And usually it's glassy in the morning, we'll see. But come fall, when the kids go back to school, that's when my favorite time to surf is in the fall, all the way clear up to sometime in December when things turn ugly. But usually from September to December is the best months. But we surf every day if we can, so you never know what's going to happen. All right, well, thanks for listening to SoCal Surf with Dan, and we're going to get out there tomorrow and see what happens. But in the meantime, I want you to take a few minutes and go to merchhero.com and TaskBullet and nappyclothing.com and see what they got to offer. And until then, I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. Surf's up, dude. But don't go to Newport, because I might go there.